Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. We have talked before about rents dropping. We have talked about prices and real estate dropping around the country. Now we're going to put them both together. We're going to talk about Freddie Mac because this is really great news for those of you waiting for a real estate crash. Okay, this shows you where we are in that cycle as it turns over. This is out of ALM globest.com. It's entitled Freddie Mac Investment Index Falls Across All Markets. It says the decline follows two previous quarters when the index rose. That's easy to tell you, explain, because as it's been rising ever since 2020, as rents are soaring and real estate prices are soaring, it showed that there was investment gains to be made in real estate, in multifamily big real estate. And now it is turning, all right? So it says Freddie Mac's multifamily apartment it's early in the morning. Freddie Mac's multifamily apartment investment market index fell in all markets, the entire country, all markets, in quarter three of 2023, a sign that the relative value of investing is lower now. The AIMI measures how the relative value of investing in multifamily properties changes over time based on current mortgage rates, property prices, and rental rates. In the third quarter, it fell to 107.1 throughout the nation, impacting all 25 regional markets tracked. Before I go on, let me explain something. You will probably see it come up slightly in the next quarter. Actually, probably not 2024, quarter four, but in quarter one of 2024. Holy cow, Ninja, wake up. Because interest rates came down a little bit. But here's the thing, you still have rents falling across the nation. And I've spoke about this before. As people start to figure out, I'm renting, I'm able to find cheaper rentals, I have more options. There's tons of inventory, a flood of inventory hitting the market when it comes to rentals, because there's all of these home buyers, we've heard about it all over the country, that cannot sell their new single family homes. There are also tons of apartment buildings being finished right now all across the country. There's more inventory, and that is leading to lower and lower rents. You are seeing around the country, we've talked about this before, how there are landlords and companies, property management companies, that are giving deals, incentives to move in. That has already started. So as more and more people see, wow, there's cheaper rents, it's just too expensive to buy, I'm gonna sit on the sidelines. That's going to happen in a big wave, okay? So rents are going to continue to come down. So I expect this index from Freddie Mac to continue to come down. And then as it hits more and more news stories, more and more investors pull back, and then we just have that cascade of a crash. So it says here, the decline of the Freddie Mac multifamily apartment investment index, the market index, the decline follows two previous quarters when the index rose, indicating that the relative value of investing at time was higher. Freddie Mac attributed the 2.1% drop in the index in quarter three to higher interest rates, taking the prior 12 months into account. However, the index was up 0.3%, a notable increase over the entire 12 months. So you have to realize we're coming down. The company attributed it to a significant drop in property prices. Okay, so see how it just told you two different things? It told you that it was going down because of interest rates rising, and now it's saying it's going down because of property prices dropping. It's really interesting how they word these news stories. If you don't really think about how they word it and you just run right through it, you don't understand. There are multiple factors at play in this index that is going down. You have not only property prices dropping, this is from their words, not mine. We're seeing the data coming in all over the country. You're seeing, and just because you see these little tiny hot spots, because there's no inventory, that means nothing, because even those hot spots are going to turn negative as the sentiment around the country turns negative. The more you see it in the news, then there it is. I heard a famous quote once, by the time it hits the news, it's too late, they're referring to business news cycles. And it's true, because the biggest gains or the biggest losses have already taken place prior to it hitting the news. So the question is, do you want to be ready ahead of time, or do you want to be sitting on the bleachers waiting for the mainstream media to finally tell you, or the government go, okay, we got a housing problem? I mean, for heaven's sakes, the government's already out there trying to figure out, okay, if you're a different race or a different sex, you know, other than white male, we'll give you a deal. If you have bad credit, we're not going to hit you. If you don't understand that those are the biggest telling signs of a housing market correction, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to learn more about it, I'll put 80% off links down below to the how to prepare for the real estate crash course. Then you can actually have a plan and get ready for this. My students are amazing and they are in action right now. Some of them are already buying properties, but they're buying them right based off of how you should be buying real estate and not how you shouldn't. So I can guarantee you, I'll give you a money back guarantee. And if you think about it, well, I always say this, you're gonna either save 10 times that much buying your next house or next rental property, or you're gonna make 100 times that in the next property if you put those key actionable steps to work. So it says here that the property prices are dropping, right? The company attributed it to a significant drop in property prices that offset the effects of markedly higher mortgage rates. One component of the AIMI, net operating income, rose nationally and in 16 markets, but 6 of these markets saw gains of 0.5% or less. Boston enjoyed the fastest growth in NOI at 3.9%. So net operating income. You know, we did a video about Boston the other day, and it would just make sense that a city like Boston is skyrocketing right now because it has super low inventory. But again, the part of the inventory that is skyrocketing are the cheapest pieces of property in the city. When you look at the higher up property prices, they are dropping or they're sitting on the market and the sellers are not lowering the price. This is an inflection point that we went through in 2006. It is identical to that. Now, it says here, while Las Vegas and Phoenix saw the worst falls, down 5.5%. In the third quarter, property prices dropped nationwide by more than 10%, except in Charlotte and San Diego. Mortgage rates rose 41 basis points for the first time since quarter 4 of 2022. For the year, mortgage rates rose 114 basis points. Prices fell 11.9%. Think about that. 11.9% drop. We're talking about big multifamily properties. And again, I want you to really think about this. The first group of properties that always fall first and the largest on a percentage basis are the more expensive properties, okay? You need to think about this in sort of take that 20,000 foot step view back and look at the entire nation and what's going on right now. You can't look at just your local area. Real estate is totally local, right? It's all about location. But again, eventually yours will get dragged down with all of the others. I live in one of the most desirable places in California, and during 2006, it was still that desirable. It fell crazy amounts. So based on these changes, the index suggests that investors are paying less per dollar for property income compared with 1 year ago, Freddie Mac noted. And this is Freddie Mac. Freddie and Fannie are massive. And remember, Freddie Mac is in the middle right now of an investigation because they found that one of their largest sellers of notes to them, their paper sellers, I apologize, mortgage sellers, was falsifying information. And so now they're cracking the whip right now, and they're making sure that these companies that sell them mortgages have aligned with their core, not values or fundamentals, but their core rules, their rules of what they accept as far as the credit worthiness of the mortgage holder, the buyer, not the mortgage holder, but sorry, I'm all over the map. I need some coffee. If you want some 80% off links, that course is $199 right now with the 80% off links. When they're gone, they're gone. But at the end of the year, this price will cease to exist. I have offered it at the low end for 1 year, and then we're going big with the course. And I thank everyone that's taken it. It's been a wild ride, and we're going big. We're going really big with it in January of 2024. All right, with that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Real Estate Ninja is out.